AwesomeLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
High Voltage Live boxing action returns to the venue on September 6th as Uppercut Promotions presents Thunder Showdown with 6 big fights on the bill featuring local lightweight standout Kyle Lakinlali, who enters the ring undefeated. And don't miss a big heavyweight showdown with Chinese heavyweight Junglong Singh and Sacktown's own Vikas Diaw. Thunder Showdown coming September 6th to the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Fight card subject to change. Listen to the 49er Rewind daily, brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Joey Estes, out with that herniated disc in his lower back, felt that back tightness after his last outing. The team will take a few days to evaluate his options for recovery. His expected return is TBD. Jacob Lopez, out with that grade 1 flexor strain. MRI results revealed a grade 1 strain, and manager Mark Kotze said he's hopeful he could return in a limited role before the end of the season. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You'd pay $0 up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com. Text charges may apply.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity, introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. But one of the subplots in September will be whether Jacob Wilson could win the AL batting title. Now, he's been around 10 points behind Aaron Judge in the recent past, but if Judge were to fade and Wilson were to get hot, the A's might have their first batting champion since Jimmy Fox back in 1933.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
We take you up to 4:30 today. We'll be joining coverage of the Chiefs and the Chargers in Brazil. Jay and Whitey on this Friday, Flashback Friday. And then Monday, partner will be back in studio. It's been a while. Carney Doppler. Is that it? Something like that.
Don't even write his own stuff.
You know who I'm talking about. It's just been a long time since he's been on the show. I think that's Carney.
I love you, Drake.
That's it.
That guy.
Kyle Drapler. Kyle Drapler. That'll be on Monday. Then, of course, Monday we also have football for you. And don't forget, I know you haven't forgotten, Sunday we have 49er football for you here on Sacktown Sports. And is Christian McCaffrey going to play? Questionable. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Jay, not that I wouldn't be, but we had Rod Brooks on, and I kind of thought Rod would find some kind of a happy medium for us. Like, well, it's not good, but there's a good chance he's going to play, and he really didn't go there. So.
Yeah, no. Rod came at it straightforward.
He did.
Yeah, he did. And I asked him as part of the faithful, please help me out, PTSD. And, he did say I have it.
Yeah.
He diagnosed me with 49er health injury PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
But I do appreciate the fact that he's like, look, it is to be expected as much as you don't want it to be. I hope it's not going to happen. His history says he's going to miss a game or two, maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah. Micah Parsons also is questionable.
Yeah.
For their opener.
But I think we kind of knew that going into it, right? He's kind of been banged up, and that's, I think, was part of the issue for Schottenheimer and the Cowboys and Jerry Jones is you're asking for a lot of change, but big time. You ain't here. You ain't healthy. You're not ready.
What did you think of Chris Collinsworth last night saying, I think they were smart. I think Jerry Jones was smart to trade Micah Parsons because if he hadn't, 50% of his payroll would be going to 3 players.
Yeah,
a lot of Cowboy fans were not in agreement.
That. I have no clue about that because I think when and here we go. I don't know if you've seen a generational talent's been thrown around the last couple of days because of certain shows.
Yes.
But Micah Parsons is a damn good defensive end / linebacker. He is top 3.
Yeah.
Him, Watt.
Definitely top 5.
Okay.
If not top 3, but I mean,
he's there.
Yeah, he may be top
At
3.
any certain week, he could be number 1 or he could be 5.
Right.
That's hard to come across.
Yeah, great quarterback play obviously is the most valuable asset, right, in the NFL. But somebody who's an elite pass rusher is pretty high up on the list.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's quarterback and then arguably left tackle / DN / rusher / linebacker. There's hybrids at the point, but someone who gets to the quarterback. So let's just say left tackle and a person who gets to the quarterback.
Quarterback is most important.
Yes.
Somebody who can disrupt and in some cases destroy the quarterback is second. Then the guy who can protect the quarterback from that guy is third, and on and on and on.
Yes, sir.
It's interesting because in especially the last season, we've seen running backs start to move back up. The pecking order.
The pecking order, absolutely.
A few years ago, it's like,
a
dime a dozen.
We're talking about CMC and how much importance he is to the 49ers. As you said, I think even CMC has kind of always separated themselves. He's always been, the creme de la creme when it comes to running back, Whitey. But his importance when the 49ers went and got him it skyrocketed compared to where he was over at Carolina when it felt like everything was on his shoulders. But he means so much to this offense because of the type of weapon and the caliber, of what he can do as far as catching passes out the backfield and the Shanahan schemes. But man, if you went back 5-6 years ago, he was a great running back, good running back, but he wasn't as important as I think he is, or Saquon Barkley.
Right.
Those type of, we see Gibbs.
maybe.
Yes. Still pains me.
Does
Still
it?
pains me that he's a Raider. I think he's going to be great.
Yeah. We have been talking the last couple of days about Sacramento Kings players heading overseas. Trey Lyles, of course, was the player yesterday. We found out he's going to Spain. I'll just say this, nothing against Trey Lyles at all. This is something fans of all teams do. I think we're particularly, I'll just use the word guilty of it here in Sacramento because the team means so much to us. But Jay, I hope this doesn't come off wrong, but I think people are overreacting a little bit to Trey Lyles. We all said, wow, he did a nice job here. Would have been nice to keep him, but he's okay. He's not staying. He's moving on. Good for him. And then I just, why didn't he stay? Oh, could they have kept him? I don't care. He's not that good, Jay. That's all I'm saying. I don't think where the Kings are right now, we really need to spend a lot of time on, Trey Lyles. Hey, he might have been more valuable than this guy or that guy. Maybe they should have kept him. I don't think your season hinges on, the fact that Trey Lyles is going overseas. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I second that. But that shows, and I've consistently said that sometimes as Kings fans, we get attached to people and they're the greatest ever. Yeah. And in reality, the rest of the NBA doesn't see it that way. And the reality of the rest of the NBA not seeing it probably means, we're just a little too attached.
Right.
And I've asked King, the kingdom to always say, we always got love for you because that's what separates us as great fans.
Mm-hmm.
When you come here to Sacramento, you become part of the kingdom. You're forever part of the kingdom.
Yes.
Unless your name is Spencer Hawes. But we can definitely, we have and
I would have said Jason Terry, but you said no. He came on the show and smoothed everything over.
I like the tone of how you're saying that.
Yeah. But Jay said, nope, we're good.
I said for me, man. For me, big time. But I think we overvalue players here in Sacramento.
And that's nothing against him. But
nothing
it's like,
against him.
He's gone. We move on. Yeah.
He's at Real Madrid for a reason.
Wish him all the best.
Yeah. You've said this a few times. The Kings have a propensity of signing players that it feels like nobody else wants.
Yeah.
And the proof is in the pudding.
Uh-huh.
Trey, I don't know because you said that was Miami, and I think it was another team that you found somewhere.
The Warriors in Miami were interested, the Warriors, I don't think so. They had, like Al Horford. Yeah. Supposedly they were interested in like minimum deals.
Sure, vet minimums.
Yeah.
So that lets you know people weren't knocking on the door. Yeah. And if you to go to Real Madrid, and maybe he just wants to go there. Maybe he wants to, go overseas. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's tired
They got a lot of former NBA players on that roster.
Oh, yeah, they definitely do.
A lot of them.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So I don't know, but it tells me you don't pass up NBA money for Real Madrid money. And I'm not saying Real Madrid money ain't there, but NBA money is NBA money.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We also find out today that Mason Jones finalizing a deal with the Perth Wildcats of the Australian Basketball League. So Mason Jones is leaving. I think some fans are disappointed. I think a lot of fans have seen Mason Jones the last couple of years as an up-and-coming player who dominated in the G League and just needed a chance. And I just don't know that he was quite that good. Jay, there's wonderful guy. Wish him the best. And he played hard. And I remember Mike Brown talking about, what he contributed just as a good teammate on the bench, even when he didn't play. But in baseball, there's a type of player that scouts refer to as a 4A player. And I've talked to a scout about this. And we used to see that in the early days of the River Cats here, where you'd have guys at AAA and they were like dominant, like MVP of the Coast League. Wow, that guy's good. Then they get to major league level. Nothing. Well, send them back down. Then they go back to the Coast League, a little more seasoning. Whoa, they're great. You bring them up. Nope. Nothing. And scouts, I asked a scout once, is there such thing as a 4A player? And scouts will tell you, yeah, it's a guy he's way better than anybody at AAA, but you get him to the major league level and he's just right in between there. Unfortunately, it happens to guys. And I think Mason Jones is kind of the basketball equivalent of that. G League, like, man, wow. NBA level, just not, and he's not really a kid. He was a rookie with Philly in 2019, I think. So just not quite, definitely not like the young prospect that the Kings are giving up on. I just don't see it as that at all.
Yeah, he's 27.
Yeah, thank you.
He's 27.
Nothing against him. Yeah.
I think you hit the nail on the head. He is above and beyond better than a G League player.
Oh, yeah, he dominates at the G League.
Kills them.
Yeah.
MVP, obviously, for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put him next to Kevin Durant, and I know I'm talking stars here, but when you put him next to Davion Mitchell, when you put him next to Scotty Barnes, when you put him next to Cam Thomas, there's something that doesn't shake out. And I think you have a great example. The only thing, and this is now, I just talked about Kings fans. We extending our love and hugs and kisses and all that good jazz to players, and we have an affinity for him. And I think Mason Jones is one of those guys for me.
Yeah.
Why I can't for the love of me understand how he hasn't gotten a shot not just here in Sacramento,
Mm-hmm.
but anywhere else. It's kind of like my argument when it comes to the recycled quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
There's some guys in the league that consistently get recycled, and that's fine. I don't have an issue like I have it with quarterbacks, because the one thing about basketball, there's a lot of opportunity because of the G League and injuries, and we see, teams tank and they'll float out like a la Washington Wizards last year, where it's like, man, I don't even know none of these people. But man, I don't know why Mason hasn't gotten an opportunity, and maybe he has. And just what you're saying is, at practice, throughout the league, he just can't cut it on a certain level.
Right.
I don't know what it is with Mason Jones, but man, I guess, and there goes my affinity. When I get to see him play, I see something in him where it's like, man, this dude's an NBA player. But I don't know why it hasn't shaken out that way.
I think his best shot was 21, 22. He was with the Lakers. Well, I don't know if that was his best shot because that was only 4 games, but you averaged 6.8 points a game. He just never played more than his rookie year. He played 32 games, 6 with Philly and 26 with Houston. And he's never shown. And coaches also see everything that goes on in practice. At the NBA level, he's never shown that he's an NBA player.
Yeah.
Maybe he is. Maybe, like you say, just needed more of a chance. But at no point in his NBA journey has he shown he's an NBA player.
Why do you believe this I guess the scope of a player is this sometimes? Sometimes a player can feel like they haven't gotten an opportunity, and that's to the open eye, to the public. But behind closed doors, they probably have gotten an opportunity. And, one thing about it is I trust enough about the league and scouts and coaches and people who know basketball way more than I do, that if you're in the league for 4, 5, 6 years, and that's what Mason Jones has been, and you're teetering on the line.
4 years, 51 games.
Yeah. Teetering on the line of, he's a player in the NBA, he's a G leaguer, as you say, he's a 4A guy. Don't you kind of have to think, well, there's too many basketball minds who believe the same thing.
Yeah.
And that might be where Mason is at.
Right.
Dude, he's a great guy for sure.
Yeah.
And it baffles me how he has not stuck on a roster and been part of that 15 and not been a two-way guy and not been sent down to the G League. And again, I'm stepping back and saying it may just be my affinity for Mason Jones.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a ball player. But like minds have said, he might not be that guy.
The writing was on the wall this year because of the two-way, due to the rules of the two-way, you couldn't offer him a two-way deal this year, I believe.
Yes,
so
you couldn't.
It's like, well, then is he going to get a regular roster spot? So, the Kings did let him come to Summer League and everything. He's going to go to Australia. He's going to be a professional basketball player in Australia.
Collect that check.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So good for him.
Think he'll run into, you think he's over there signing a deal, or was it PDF and he signed it? Because if not, maybe he connects with Kyle Draper here.
I'm sure Draper had a hand in all of this.
It might have been. He might have been over there working on his behalf, his representation.
I'm not supposed to say. I don't have an opinion on that.
Yeah. Sources haven't said anything
good
yet.
For
Huh?
him. Yeah. So you know how we are as fans. Sometimes we get carried away.
How
can they let that guy go? Well, typically there's a reason. What did you think, Jay? Steve Ballmer went on ESPN. That was last night, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ramona.
Mm-hmm. Had kind of a friendlier landing spot. I know Pablo Torre had said, come on our show. He went on ESPN, a league partner, and he said some really interesting things. Basically, Steve Ballmer, for those who didn't see it, said, we did everything above board. There were things going on with this company, and they did some things with Kawhi. They offered him the endorsement deal. We didn't have anything to do with that. We did introduce them. But if you look at the timeline, that all happened after we signed them. So Steve Ballmer says, and he also played the victim a little bit, I'm so sad for our employees that they have to go through this. But he says everything was above board, Jay. What do you think?
The one thing that touched me was like, man, they conned me. He said that exactly. They conned me.
Right. And he also said the amount of money they were offering, it was too good to be true. And I thought, man, as much money as you have, you should know when something's too good to be true, it's not true.
And that's where I was going with this. So your business acumen is terrible, Steve Ballmer? When you're a multi-billionaire, when you've been part of Microsoft and all these other, tech things that have forever set the precedent?
Well, I'm
you ain't that
embarrassed.
stupid, dog.
I should have, but yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed. I didn't
Yeah.
see it, and my advisors didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I understand you playing the victim role, and maybe that's the sharp way to go about it. Something's fishy.
Definitely.
I think the fact that he came on, not just with ESPN, because I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, you should have went on with Pablo Torre. You'd be an absolute fool to go on Pablo Torre because Pablo Torre has the information.
Right.
And if you are Steve Ballmer and the other party, you don't want to walk into something that you don't know you might get fired up for. So listen, I'm going to take a step back from that. I get it. A lot of times we talk about ducking the smoke here on the drive, guys. If I'm Steve Ballmer, I probably would have stepped out another couple of days, maybe let the weekend go by, let football, pageantry, college football take over. And then next week I might step into the ESPN zone and take the interview.
I wonder if that's why he did it last night. He really didn't want to, and he knew that no one's going to pay attention
Football?
to it because football's on. I don't know.
Yeah, I might have let it die a little bit. Yeah, it's one of those. There's always a new story every single day.
Yeah.
And as much as this is hot and it's going to carry on for another week or 2 or 3 until some other things bubble up, which Pablo Torre doubled down and said, through my research, I have found that other $20 million that Front Office Sports talked about is true. So now it only pushes the value up from 28 to 48 million. So basically he got a soft 50 for planting some make-believe trees. Man, Whitey, I don't know. I thought this was kind of go under quiet, and my belief is always this: there's enough money to throw out things to make it go away. But this could be a little interesting because of what Chris Mannix talked about.
Yes. One of the things Chris Mannix wrote was that, as he's been told, other owners are looking at it going, all right, if this is true, how much money did it cost me? That's how they're looking at it. That's really what they care about. How much money did all this cost?
Bottom line.
I did think it was very interesting the way Steve Ballmer answered the question about, did Kawhi Leonard's uncle ever make any improper demands to you? And all he said was, we know the rules and they know the rules. And anytime there's a question about something, we remind ourselves what the rules are. And, initially you look at that and go, wow, he didn't answer that question. He must be guilty. The more I think about it, I think what he's saying is, yes, he did. And that's what happened here, but we had nothing to do with it. He's pointing the finger at Kawhi and his uncle without saying they're to blame for it.
In about way.
Well, but by saying, did he ever make any advances? Well, we know what the rules are, and we never did anything against the rules. So he never said anything about, he didn't answer the question, but to me, he's implying, yeah, that's the problem because we did everything
on up and
board.
Up.
Yeah. It wasn't our fault, basically, I think is what he's saying. I don't know what the truth is, but to me, that's what he's saying. Like, we did everything we're supposed to, and when things got a little fuzzy on that, we reminded ourselves what the rules are, and we stuck to them, and we followed them. I think the implication is that it was Uncle Rob.
Dennis.
Yeah. Dennis Robinson?
Yes. Yeah. I hadn't seen that. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
On the other hand, I know that he doesn't want to completely throw him under the bus and go, yeah, he made some demands that were way out of bounds.
He was asking for every time he went camping, he needed a Winnebago. Yeah. Whitey, I ponder Steve Ballmer's, I guess, and I'm trying to be careful because we're talking about an owner, the league, a star, and a lot of allegeds, a lot of allegations.
Yeah.
And as much as Pablo Torre, he's standing on it, and he's doubling down on it, and he's tripling down on it, and he's saying, listen, and part of my interpretation where I'm going, but follow me here, is this. If Pablo Torre is so sure for him to say, I'll welcome Mark Cuban to the show, I'm so sure I'll go on Dan Patrick. I'm so sure I'll jump over here and go to ESPN. And I'm so sure I'll even invite Steve Ballmer to the table. And part of it is because he wants the promotion on his brand new show and Athletic.
Yeah.
And that's what you do when you're in this industry.
He doesn't have a network really promoting him.
For sure.
Yeah.
But the second part of that is it's kind of like one of those things, Whitey, and we've been in those situations. We all have had this. We're talking about something, and we do it here on the show, and you're for sure of it. You've researched it, you've looked it up, you've seen it, the numbers are staring you right in the face, and maybe I'm like, Whitey, I don't know. I thought maybe you had 3, and you just sitting there with the information right on your paper. Oh, no, it was 5, and I know it for sure. And you just allow me to bloviate and say, but Whitey, I truly thought in the third quarter, and you're like, okay, Jay, all right, okay. But you got the win in your hand. You got the ace in your hand. Pablo Torre to me is flexing like he knows I got 1 more or 2 more things that I haven't really released. And when you challenge me or you come on my show or when I need, the ace in hand, I'm going to go ahead and drop it.
Yeah. Well, he knows the pushback is coming.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming hard.
And because the thing is if Steve Ballmer is coming out and saying it, and this is where I'm going, then Steve Ballmer, no doubt, has been on the phone with Adam Silver and the deputy and said, I ain't had nothing wrong to do with this.
Yeah.
And the league is saying, okay, Steve, if that's the truth, then we're going to back you up. We got your back. And if not, we coming for that tail. We coming for you.
Yep.
Man, when I first looked at the story and we talked about it, I would have said, man, this is going to go away. Steve Ballmer and the league, they're going to throw some money at this. They'll take a couple picks and move on. Truly, the way Steve Ballmer approached that interview last night, and I watched it all, something else is there. And as you said, and it just blew my mind when you just said, I think there's something to the point of he's really kind of putting the blame on Uncle Dennis and really saving his hind, but he don't want to be the rat, the snitch, to say, look at him, don't look at me. Yeah, there's something else to this story, man. And it truly could bring down what we believe in, who the Clippers or Steve Ballmer or the league, especially if other owners are saying,
or Kawhi Leonard.
Ooh.
Yeah. The conversation continues, of course, when we come back. Also, Chris Mannix has ranked the NBA West in terms of tiers, and the Kings they're not at the very bottom. How about that good news? Next on Sacktown Sports.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there is something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to order?
Yes.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything? Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing. Need a water heater or plumbing repair? Call Bell Brothers. Clogged drain? We'll clear it for $67. Plus a free camera inspection, a $250 value. We're fast, on time, and the price we quote is the price you pay. No surprises. Plus, we'll check your plumbing for free. Call Bell Brothers or book at thenosurpriseguys.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with RVs of Sacramento and the Smud Museum of Science and Curiosity. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
This is Alan Stiles on Sacktown Sports 1140. At Folsom Buick GMC, the bold and powerful Sierra 1500 Crew Cab Denali is built to stand out on the road. With advanced features, premium design, and the performance you'd expect from GMC, it's a perfect combination of strength and style. Discover the difference at Folsom Buick GMC, where every vehicle comes backed by a 20-year, 200,000-mile limited guarantee. Visit FolsomBuickGMC.com to learn more. See dealer for details.
High Voltage Live boxing action returns to the venue on September 6th as Uppercut Promotions presents Thunder Showdown with 6 big fights on the bill featuring local lightweight standout Kyle Lakanlali, who enters the ring undefeated. And don't miss a big heavyweight showdown with Chinese heavyweight Junglong Singh and Sacktown's own Vikas Diaw. Thunder Showdown coming September 6th to the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Fight card subject to change.
Yeah. I guess it's, the nostalgia, the atmosphere. Plus, I don't know how much it is to go to Dolly World. I have no clue.
Yeah.
But I tell you this much. I know what it is to go visit the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't cheap.
It's worth it though, Jay. It's a good bargain. Yeah. Never wanted to go to Dollywood. Maybe I should if it's the most exciting theme park.
Yeah.
Have some good news here. I guess it's not bad news. Vic Tafer on X. Christian McCaffrey said he feels great, plans to play. Isn't that what he said last year? Like right up until he was
out
in Germany or wherever he was getting whatever he was having done.
Yeah.
I feel great. Where are you? I'm having my Achilles tendon switched. I like when your tires are rotated. It's going to be fine. It's going to work out.
Hopefully.
Right. Interesting thought here on Mason Jones. We were talking about Mason Jones. We wish him all the best. He's headed to Perth to be a Perth Wildcat. Good for him. This is from Dennis in Stockton. Says, I would take Mason Jones over Devin Carter. I've been to a lot of Stockton Kings games, watched all the playoffs. Mason is definitely the best man on the floor most nights. I believe from the eyeball test, it has a lot to do with his temperament, and he seems to try and take over games as opposed to letting the game come to him. Dennis in Stockton would rather have Mason Jones than Devin Carter.
Our boy Dennis.
Mhm.
We had an opportunity to see him. I saw Dennis play 3 or 4 G League games last year, and he's spot on. I mean, in person, he's spot on.
You and I were baseline for one of those.
Absolutely. He is definitely the best guy on the floor pretty much every single night. But I think you had a great example. You painted a great picture. An artiste over there, Mr. Gleason.
Thank you.
There is such a thing as a 4A guy, and I think Mason Jones may fit that bill. Hopefully he has an opportunity to go out there and prove himself in the NBA again. But man, it'd be tough if he did. I couldn't argue anybody if he doesn't.
The other reality is this, Steve, and this doesn't mean you're wrong, but it's the reality that you're probably aware of.
Dennis was in Stockton.
Dennis, thank you. I'm sorry. Was Mason Jones was he drafted or was he undrafted? The point is this, Devin Carter
undrafted.
I think so. I'm looking at his bio here. I don't see where he was drafted. This again is also the case in baseball and other sports.
Because he was an E. Musk guy, wasn't he?
Well, let's see. Yeah, he played at Connors State College and he played at Arkansas.
Yeah, because I remember we had E. Musk on and he talked about Mason being
Uh-huh.
an undrafted guy.
The higher you're picked, the more chances you get.
Very true.
Yeah, fair or not. The higher you're picked, especially because they pay you more money, the more chances you're going to get.
More opportunities.
So, yeah.
More crack at the apple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. You are 100% right. If I'm investing more into you, I'm willing to wait and let you, try to even it out a little bit more compared to, it didn't really cost me nothing. I'm out with the old in with the new.
Yeah. That's especially true again in baseball, not to bring everything back to baseball, but where the draft is so long, Jay, if you have a guy who's drafted really late and he doesn't show much right away, there's
out of there.
Yeah. Whereas a guy who's drafted really high and he struggles early, well, what are we going to do here? What do we need? We need to put him in a different league. We need to give him a break, get a different hitting coach, and
change his position.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You get drafted in them first 5-10 rounds, you're gonna have an opportunity in baseball. You get picked the 37th, and 37 pick, and you're Don Mattingly's daughter. Probably gonna get no shot. Yeah. Dude, have you ever read some of those like people who get picked just because you were Tommy Lasorda's granddaughter?
Well, was that Mike Piazza?
Yeah, it was Mike Piazza.
Mm-hmm.
But women have been drafted too. It's like, oh, you're Don Mattingly's
you said Don
niece.
Mattingly's daughter. I don't.
There's been, and not Don Mattingly. I just chose him, but there have been people who have drafted women. Because you connected to the organization, and they, I don't know if it's just for the check or the nostalgia, saying, "Oh, we drafted her" or whatever. But sometimes
I was drafted by the Cubs.
Yes, what? In the 50th round, dead last, Brock Purdy style. It happens.
Mm-hmm. We have this from Chris Mannix, who, by the way, has been a really good source for information on this Ballmer story, because he's been telling us at SI.com what the owners are telling him and how the owners are looking at this whole Steve Ballmer situation. And the owners aren't sure yet what has happened, but they're very concerned, and they're very concerned with how much this may have cost them. How much money did the Clippers' circumvention of the cap, if in fact it did occur, how much did that cost the owners? So by all accounts, again, and Chris Mannix is the one who's had most of these accounts, the owners are prepared to come down very severely on the Clippers if they find that, yep, there was wrongdoing, wrongly done here. So something to keep an eye on. The Clippers are in the crosshairs as far as the league's concerned. But Chris Mannix also put together something that was just posted this week, NBA Western Conference tiers. This team tops the deepest conference in the modern era. How about that? Deepest conference in the modern era, the NBA West right now. And, of course, he's got the ring chaser tier, Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Denver Nuggets. He also had the Clippers up here, but I don't know if that's changing now. Houston Rockets and the Lakers.
Yeah, I figured that.
The Lakers.
Yeah, they're all in, right? The Lakers are all in.
Yeah,
they're all in. You got to give them the fact that they're trying. They're looking to win a championship, no doubt about it.
Yeah. I just don't know if DeAndre Ayton is going to be somebody they can rely on. I hope he is for his sake. Houston, definitely. I think I would just put it in the West at 3 teams and stop there, but it's not my list. Chris
OKC?
Yes. And Denver
and
Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. The next tier, he has the next frontier, Minnesota, Golden State. That's kind of high for them when we don't know what they're doing yet. San Antonio and Dallas.
Damn.
San Antonio, I get it, but I mean, at some point, don't they have to do something?
Yes.
Maybe they will, but
yes,
they haven't yet. And then the next tier, which is wait till next tier, and he's got the Kings there. And on the one hand, it's like, oh, but they're not at the very bottom. In fact, some teams didn't even make any of his tiers in the West.
Really?
Wait till next year is not great. He has them in there with the Pelicans, and then that's the end of his list. So you got Utah, Portland. They don't even get a mention. But here's what he says, Chris Mannix, here's what he says about the Kings. Still some firepower in Sacramento. Levine, DeRozan, providing scoring on the wing. Stat stuffing Domantas Sabonis in the middle. They continue to be among the teams interested in Kuminga. The Kings were bottom 3rd in defensive efficiency. No reason to think that will measurably improve. Schroeder is stopgap at point guard. Way too early to expect Nick Clifford, Maxime Reynaud to meaningfully contribute. Wouldn't be surprising to see Scott Perry strip another veteran or 2 off the roster before the trade deadline. So that's pretty much what, if we're being honest, we thought they were.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
He says the slide cost the Kings De'Aaron Fox, repositioned Sacramento from a promising team on the rise to an older one spinning its wheels in search of a play-in berth. That's pretty much what this year's about right now.
I think so. I think Chris is spot on, at least as close as possible. He's not really throwing any, vigor towards the Sacramento Kings. I'm pretty sure most people would fall somewhere within that time, that frame of what he's talking about. And to me, that sounds like a bubble team. And I think that's kind of what he's, his tiers are showing.
Yeah.
Like they're a bubble team. They could sneak into the playoffs. I pretty much think they're going to be a play-in. If they get lucky or play ball, get hot, they may make it to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you could pull this off, if you could be relevant and maybe sneak into the play-in, maybe even the playoffs, while at the same time you're replenishing your roster, that's very difficult to do. And it's going to take us a long time before we know if they have accomplished that. But that would be a job well done if they're able to pull that off.
As you like to say, thread the needle.
Yep.
They're threading the needle, trying to figure it out. We're quickly coming up on Media Day, which is September 29th, that Monday, if I'm not mistaken. And that leaves us with three away coming this Monday. Is the roster complete?
I want to say no, but they're just on hold,
Right.
They're just kind of waiting and waiting and waiting.
Man. I don't know, Whitey.
Because if they add somebody, it's going to be big, but they probably won't. But if they do, it's going to be big. When we come back, Jay, on target or overreaction to last night? We'll start with this one. Cowboys are better than we thought. What do you think of that? Next, Drive Guy, Sacktown Sports.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water, but you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-894-3737. 800-894-3737. That's 800-894-3737.
Play and win to take your loyalty to new heights at Sky River Casino. Join Sky River Rewards today for a chance to receive up to $2,500 in free play. Plus, you'll be in the know about upcoming special events and offers. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun with rewards that add up and up. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit us to see how. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm tired of being broken. I'm sick of feeling hopeless. Way down here at my lowest. At the end of my rope. At the end of my rope. So what do I do? What do I do?
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. This National Recovery Month, start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there is something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockwood with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. The U.S. job market showed more signs of cooling in July. Government data reveals job openings fell to 7.18 million, the second lowest level since the pandemic. That's down sharply from the record 12.1 million just 3 years ago. Hiring has slowed with about 5.3 million people being brought on board just last month, nearly bounced out by quits, retirements, and layoffs. The overall hiring rate is stuck at 3.3%, its lowest level in more than a decade outside the pandemic. The silver lining? Layoffs remain low. Companies are holding on to workers as sales stay steady, and labor shortages make future hiring uncertain. Still, the layoff rate has crept to 1.3%, edging closer to pre-pandemic norms. Economists warn that conditions are softening, leaving job seekers with fewer opportunities. Eyes now turn to the Federal Reserve, which could cut interest rates in 2 weeks. But businesses say more clarity on tariffs may matter just as much for hiring ahead. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Sacktown Sports App.
Well, breaking news, we just found out that we actually are going to be throwing it to NFL football coming up here. Would be our last segment of the week. Our apologies, I didn't mention that earlier. we had been given some different information. But Jay, I kid you not, one time I was doing a show in San Francisco, and we had one of these things where we were going into a game, and I mentioned that, we'll come back after this break, and we'll wrap things up, and then we'll throw you to Michigan State, whatever. And so we go to the commercial, and someone says, "Oh, we just found out we're done. That's it." Wait, I just said we're going to come back. No,
Nah.
yeah, we just found out. That's what the log said, but we're actually done. So go home. See you later. So anyway, sorry about that. But yeah, we have the Chiefs and the Chargers coming up, Jay, top of the hour. I want to ask you about the game last night. On target or overreaction? Your opinions, Jay. We'll start with this. Cowboys are better than we thought after last night. On target, boom, or overreaction?
Overreaction.
They look good, Jay.
I hear
the
you.
defense looked stout.
He did.
Even without Micah.
Right.
Dak was dealing. You said that yourself.
Blackjack, baby.
Yeah.
First game of the season.
Okay.
Eagles won on point. Jalen Hurts threw for a buck and change. Saquon.
Carter got thrown out.
Yeah, he's spitting on folk.
Did you see that apparently Dak spit on him first?
Well, he spit on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, he spit on the ground.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to throw some hate towards the Cowboys,
Uh-huh.
I keep it real. He spit. He looked up. I have no clue why Jalen Carter was damn near an end zone. Like, get to your huddle, big time.
Right.
It wouldn't even been a thing if you were that close.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was about. I'm pretty
think
sure
he was mad that Dak spit either towards the sideline or something. And I'm not saying he should have done this, but I think he was already like, wait, did you spit? Did you spit?
Hence why he still was over there.
I think so.
And then Dak came a little closer.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The fact of the matter is it's a spit gate at this point.
Right.
Jalen Carter's going to lose some change. We know that's going to happen. But yeah, Cowboys, low overrated. Not them, but.
So the thought that they're better than we thought, you're saying, nah.
Yeah,
All right. So you think that's an overreaction. How about this? That Eagle defense, Jay. It ain't what it used to be. On target or overreaction?
I think it's on target. I truly believe that their defensive backfield wasn't as good as it looked last year. I
Right.
thought
They've
the
had
Jalen
some-
Carters and the people up front looked a lot. The Swifts, they looked. Swifts looked a lot better than they did. I mean, if CeeDee Lamb holds the damn ball, it's probably a different ball game last night.
Yeah.
I get it. It's week 1. Monday morning quarterbacking is what we're doing. But I continue to keep on saying, first of all, it's hard to repeat in the NFL as a Super Bowl. Second of all, attrition is major. I thought we talk about CMC's healthy. Saquon misses a game 2, 3, or 4. He did that with the Giants. He didn't do that at all with Philadelphia. It was a great season for him. And so I think, unfortunately, the way they're going to feed him, he might miss a game or 2 as well. I think it's on target.
Yeah. Now, I'm a bigger fan of Vic Fangio than you are.
Yes, very much so.
And I think he's one of the better, if not the best, defensive play caller. But yeah, they have lost some players, and they didn't have their best upfront defender last night. So to me, that's like a little overreaction, but something to keep an eye on.
Okay.
Jay, if Jalen Hurts is that efficient like last night, if he's like that all year, he only repeats. This thing's over. No reason to even have the season. Just crown their ass. Crown them Super Bowl champions now. If he plays like that all year, what do you think? On target or overreaction?
It's overreaction. It's game 1, champ.
I mean, it was good, though. He was unstoppable.
You know
Third
what?
down, you knew, right? You knew.
You know what
Third
he
down, they're going to pick it up.
He looked a lot more confident.
Yeah.
Like he was for sure. And maybe, winning the Super Bowl will do that for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
He looked like, man, this is my squad and I'm fulfilled. And even if nothing else happens, I got the Super Bowl. And again, the banner was raised last night. Big Dom was flexing the ring. Sirianni was talking out the side of his neck.
Mm-hmm.
They were feeling good over there beside the fact that thunder or lightning hit or whatever, whatever it was. Week 1, let's see what happens down the road.
CeeDee Lamb has the yips. On target or overreaction?
Overreaction.
Jay, he dropped 4 passes.
You going to count the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did he hit him?
In the palms.
Yeah. To me, my own opinion, I don't know if pass catchers can get the yips. If you're throwing something, if you're actively doing something, you can kind of short arm it, get the yips. But catching the ball is basically a passive act. I don't know if you can get the yips catching a pass.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm trying to figure out where you go with it, but yeah, I'm.
I don't know what happened, but I wouldn't.
Yeah,
say
he just wasn't getting there, right? He wasn't being CeeDee Lamb.
Check his eyes.
You could, maybe you could see him after the game, and he's like, you could tell he was biting at the, chomping at the bit to get back out there. Just couldn't.
And I'm sorry, Jay, what time did you say?
You got about a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As far as the 49ers, Jay, your faithometer here, 0 to 10. How faithful are you, you being a member of the faithful? 0 to 10, the 49ers win this week.
7.
Christian McCaffrey plays.
5.
Jake Moody makes it through the season.
Oh, through the season?
Yeah.
3. What did Rob Brooks say, 4?
Yeah.
I had to cut him a little bit. Yeah.
He took a long time to get there, too.
He circled the wagon, didn't he?
He went down to 1, then he went up to 10, came back down to 3. No, sit down right
and
here.
And he might have never even said anything if you didn't hold the feet to the fire.
Yeah. Thank you for being with us. Thanks, Jay. We're back with you Monday. Kenny Doppler should be back with us as well. And we take you now to NFL coverage. The Chiefs and the Chargers in Brazil next on Sacktown Sports.